And I think once I'm done with that one, I would concentrate on Grand Seikos.
Hello my friends, I'm Bianca, the ticking time one, and today we have in the studio Con to talk about his 3-watch collection. Welcome, Con.
Oh, thank you.
Great to have you.
Thanks for having me here. I'm pretty excited to tell you what I've got here in front of me. Yeah.
So before we have a look at what you brought as your selection today, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I have always enjoyed watches since I was a young boy, I suppose. It's a story that pretty much everyone would have. You know, their first watch was gifted to me by my dad. It was a Swatch,
Right.
and I think I've had that for a long time. And after that, I bought my first G-Shock. So how it works with Asian is every single year during Chinese New Year. So instead of getting a present, you'll get like red packets from people, right? From your parents, or your uncle, aunties, you know, family, friends, etc., etc. So instead of saving the money in the bank, I actually use the money to buy watches. So I think it works out that I've got like maybe 5 or 6 G-Shocks and a baby G. I suppose the passion or the interest in time pieces started when I was relatively young, and it never really stopped till now, I suppose. Yeah, it's been over, 20 odd years, 30 years, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I've spoken to a few watch collectors now, and they all seem to have a philosophy behind their collection. Is there something that's unique to you that you have when choosing your acquisition?
It changes, so taste changes. I still remember when I kind of first started, when I bought my first proper watch or Swiss watch. At that time, I always liked to concentrate more on popular watches or important watches like a Speedmaster or Cartier, Tang. That was how it started. And then after that phase, it went into only 2 watches.
Okay.
So Rolexes, in other words. And after that, I started thinking, if you only have 2 watches, it can be a bit boring. So what I like to do right now is I like to have a so-called a 2 watch, a fun watch, and a non-Swiss watch, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
So hence I present my collection, which, you know, obviously you've got a 2, you've got a Japanese, and you've got a fun watch.
Yeah, all quite unique from each other. So when you go to purchase a new watch, you know, what is most important to you? Is it the practicality, it's sentimental reasons, or what do you look out for?
Oh, I used to be a very emotional buyer.
Spur of the moment buy, isn't it?
And I've made a lot of mistakes in the past. Whenever I like something, I'll keep on thinking about it and think till obviously the only time when you stop thinking is when you purchase it, right? And after purchasing, you'll be like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have bought that. I suppose I try to stick to each time when I've identified a watch I want, I take my time these days before I decide to pull the pin and buy it. It'll probably take me months before I decide whether if that watch is actually suitable or not. I still look for special occasions, like a reason to buy. I'm going to have a new bond, I suppose.
Congratulations.
That would be, I suppose, a good reason.
Yes.
So between now and then, I've got a few in mind, so we'll see what will happen.
Lovely. I can't wait to see in future.
Sounds good.
Now, you have honed down to these 3 today. Was it a bit challenging because you've been collecting for a while to have only bought 3 today?
Yes. So these are the watches that I probably would have worn the most in the past, I suppose, 6 to 8 months.
Yep.
Hence, I bought it. Like what I said, each time when I wear my most watches, I would obviously, you don't wear just the one, you always rotate.
Yes.
So you will have like 2 or 3 or 4 within the rotation. And usually within the rotation, I always like to have one with bracelet. Once there's a bit like a strap monster, so you can change it to different straps. And the 3rd or the 4th one will be a bit like a fun watch.
Okay, well, let's not waste any more time and have a look
Sounds
at what
good.
you brought to. I love the colour on your first one. It's very bright.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about this watch?
So this is a micro brand. It's a brand called Halios. They are based in Canada. There is a saying, Halios is like a Rolex of the micro brand, because It's one of those brands where if you decide to buy it, you can't actually get it straight away.
Okay.
Yeah, so you kind of need to register your interest.
Oh, yeah.
So I've waited, I think, 2 years for this watch, and I've opted for the titanium casing. So this is actually a very light watch to wear. Obviously, I had the option to get either the steel or the titanium, but I thought that I don't have a titanium case watch. I just thought that this would be perfect for summer. Plus, it pops.
It does.
Yeah. In all honesty, I really wanted the Oyster Perpetual in yellow, and I couldn't get it from the authorized dealer. So I've been searching for a yellow dial watch for a long time now until I had the opportunity to buy this one, and I just took it. Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing a bit of colour to the studio. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So that would be what I call the fun watch to wear.
Now, your next one, we're kind of twinning a little bit.
Oh, wow. You've got a Grand Seiko also. I think yours is a limited edition. I know it because it's got the second hands in red.
Let's have a look at the difference between the both of ours.
Sure. To start with, the casing is perfect. Like, in my opinion, Grand Seiko makes the best value for money watches. Their prices are a bit more expensive now compared to 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. But even though it's more expensive now, it is still very good value compared to your other brand. This one is even more better value because this is their older version.
Okay.
I think this one, I purchased this 2 years ago. At that time when I purchased it, it wasn't the newest model.
Okay.
And for a watch within this price point, around the 4,000 mark, the finishing, and they call it the Xerox finishing, their markers, everything about this watch is perfect.
Just beautiful.
Yeah. Before I decided to buy this one, I really wanted a quartz. If you're in a rush, you just have to pick it and...
It's already going.
Yeah, so to speak. And I've considered a Cartier, but I'm quite glad that I didn't get the Cartier because the finishing on this one, I think, is a lot better compared to a Cartier. Yeah.
Another band that is not the factory.
No, absolutely not. So this is actually a bit of a strap monster as well, because you can put on any color, any type of straps, and any different combination whatsoever, and it looks great. This one would be, I suppose, like what I said, a non-Swiss made watch. So a Japanese.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you for sharing that one. What's the one on the end there?
So this is the Black Bay 54. This is, I suppose, the latest acquisition. I think I purchased this probably 7 months ago or 8 months ago, but it has never left my wrist. I just keep on wearing it. I actually had all the 3 different variations. So the one with the smiley face, the ETA movement, so 41, and then 39, Black Bay 58.
Yeah.
And now the 54.
Okay.
But of those 3 variations, I actually like this one the most because I don't have a thick wrist. So my wrist is very skinny. And this one just fits perfect.
It does complement your wrist size.
Correct, on the wrist. And you can wear this in any different occasion. You can. There are 2 watch, so it lasts. Yeah. Actually, I'll put this down here so that is nice.
Now, you've been watch collecting for a while now. Was there any challenges that you came in, having your collection as it is today?
I'm also a big fan of independent watches. So with independent watches, unfortunately, there are not too many authorized dealers for certain brands in Australia. So you have to really rely on the online resources like Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Within, people within the watch community. I've been lucky so far because I've got a close friend that's also really into independent watch brands. And the trend has been where he'll purchase it first and then he'll show it to me.
Okay.
And if I'm interested, then I'll also place an order.
Yeah.
So I suppose that is a bit of a challenge for the fact that you can't really see it in person, touch it, play around with it before you actually buy it. And then there's always obviously the risk of buying something, and then once you receive it, you'll be like, oh, it didn't live up to your expectation. Because like what I said, you don't get the chance to see the watch first before you actually buy it. Actually, even the Halios, for example, is a watch that I haven't seen it before I purchase it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, it came through with the goods on that one.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. I'm pretty happy.
And what's the future look like for your watch collecting now? Is there a watch that are you eyeing off in the new year?
Yes, I'm actually working towards the next 3 watch collection. I think I would have an independent piece. So the second one would be a major brand. And then the third one, I think I'll stick to Grand Seiko, because I really do like Grand Seiko, and I would like to add another 1 or 2 more Grand Seikos for sure. So definitely a spring drive movement, and maybe the hybrid or the automatic ones. So I hope that 2024 and 2025 I can achieve this other three pieces. So we'll see what will happen.
And I think you did touch on it a little before, but out of these 3 that you bought today, is it the Tudor that you pretty much wear the most, that's your go-to?
So how it works is at home I'll have a tray, right? And within the tray I'll put my glasses, my ring, and the watches. So on the tray there's always 3 or 4 pieces. And then I will just lay it out and then just wear it whatever you feel like. And then once you're bored with this 3 or 4, you just put it back into, and then you break out another 2 or 3, or you swap over 1 or 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I work from home, what I can do is I can wear one for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll go out and do some exercise. While I do exercise, I don't wear, and then I'll come back, take a shower, and then I can pick another one. So what that means is I can be wearing 2 or 3 different watches in a day.
There's some watch collectors, they like to make their purchase based on a special event coming up. Is that something that you like to do, or do you just like to carry on with your potentially dream collection?
In reality, it is not something that I can get, because these days, in order to buy watches that are highly desirable, not just by myself, but also by other collectors, it requires a lot of patience, a lot of time. So what I generally would do is I would plan ahead what I would like to purchase. I'll give you an example. There's a watch that I've put down in order. I put that down 2.5 years ago. So I think I'm going to be receiving this piece this year. So this is just to give you a bit of an idea of how much patience I would need or require in order to get those pieces. And if I so happen can get those watches in front of me, and it so happened to coincide with, my newborn child or my wife's birthday or wedding anniversary, that would be a bonus.
I'm going to throw a bit of a fun question here.
Absolutely.
Say if I handed you a few $1 million up, what would be your Grail, the ultimate watch for you, and why?
If I can have all the money in the world, it would be the Akribia Chronomet Contemporary. So they've done the first, the second, and then I think the third one will be coming out soon. Either one would do. Actually, the first and the second one, either or is fine. I'm probably very happy. That would be a Grail watch. And the reason why I like him is because I think the way he does watches is a bit like Philippe Dufour. So finishing to the highest possible quality. I think that would be quite unattainable because it's quite expensive. The one that is also a Grail but attainable would be a FP Jones Chronomet Sovereign. So that is the next one I'm working towards. And I think once I'm done with that one, I would concentrate on Grand Seikos, only on Grand Seikos.
I've absolutely enjoyed what you bought here today. And if I was to choose one as the favourite, I would definitely go for the Halios.
Feel free to have a look.
Yeah. I mean, I love this colour. It's just a very happy colour. Also, learning a bit more about micro brands, I find it quite interesting. There's smaller guys that are trying to make their break in the watch industry.
Yeah.
And also, this size would actually...
It's extremely
It's very light.
Yeah. And because it is micro, this is such a good value for money. The finishing on the casing is good. You can't find fault on it, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a well-balanced watch.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go the independent brands.
But of these 3, I would probably say my favorite is the Grand Seiko. I have started to build a strong preference for Grand Seiko. Hopefully next time when we meet, probably I'll just bring Grand Seikos and they will be the next 3 watch collections. But I'll probably will need some time before that would happen.
So is there any end to watch collecting, or is this something do you think it's going to be ongoing, or is there a point, oh, okay, I'm happy now?
I'm working towards the next 3, and obviously of that 3, one of them will be the John, and then the next one will be a Grand Seiko. And I would like to add a GMT. What brand yet, I don't know. Hopefully a Rolex. I like to have 3, 1 set. So for each 3 that I've got, I always like to have one where I can foresee myself passing that over to my child, my son, or my unborn.
Yeah, like a family heirloom.
Yeah, and of that 3 watch collection, I always like to have one that I know that the brand is still going to be around in the next 100 years, if that makes sense to you. Hence, in this 3 watch collection, I've actually brought the Tudor, because I know that Tudor, which is part of Rolex, will be around for a very long time. So I'm working towards the next 3, and once that's done, maybe I'll take my time and maybe I'll just concentrate on Grand Seikos. And the Grand Seikos that I'll concentrate on would be the limited edition ones. Unfortunately, the disadvantage on Grand Seiko is they come out with so many limited edition watches every single year. So I don't know whether if there will be any or not. Yeah.
Connor, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today. You've been a great ball of fun. And for completing today's challenge, can I offer you a glass of whiskey?
Absolutely. I think that's a fun part.
And thank you for watching, guys. Did you enjoy today's video? I know I did. That being the case, make sure you check out our other content, hit subscribe, or you don't miss out on the next 3 watch collections.